Hi everybody, hope everyone's well. This is another installment of my regular segment, which is the weekly gather. It's starting to head into being the fortnightly gather. Who knows, it could be even the monthly gather eventually, but we'll just see how we go. I'm sure there's plenty that I can keep you filled in on that I've been working on through the week. I'm going to let you know what I've got on today because usually I get asked and I do quite often forget to mention. This week I have got the Freya top from Tilling the Buttons, which is in the stretch book. It's a fantastic pattern if you haven't tried it. I just think that the shaping of it's lovely without being too clingy. And I love the sort of little high neck, not too high. I've seen people put the gather on the front that works beautifully as well. But yeah, I've got it in a really nice jersey Brights fabric that I may have shown you before that I got last year from the We Are the Fabric store. I just love that sort of retro Brights colours in it, the pinks and the lime green, the brown background. So one of my favourite tops, this one. Now I know I've already shown you a fabric haul last week, which is all my winter fabrics that I am planning on sewing up. But I have been a little bit naughty and I had some more coming in the mail before I filmed that. So I'm going to have to show you. Can't wait till the next fabric haul, which who knows when that will be. I'm tending now to buy just more dribs and drabs, things that I really like that I know I can't live without. Otherwise, there won't be a huge fabric dash coming anytime soon. But there are a few things I just absolutely had to have. One of them being from Tessuti Fabrics. Is this beautiful knit fabric. Now, of course, that colour, the greens and teals in it really is what captured me with that nice sort of mild coffee colour background. So there's a few things I've got that I might be going to make out of this. Firstly, I'm thinking a Somerset top. Now, I've done a mock-up version, which I'm really happy with, that I'll be showing you very shortly. But I just think that will work beautifully with that lovely bishop sleeve. The colourway, I think, will just go with everything that I've already picked out. So, yeah, Tessuti Fabrics have got some beautiful knitwear. Of course, I have a really hard time finding knits that I like. There's a lot of knits around, but a lot of the patterns don't really appeal to me, especially for winter. It has to really be my cup of tea. I better show you guys Mabel. She's just come for a little visit. And of course, yeah, they are attracted to sitting on fabric piles especially, so yeah, but she's just going to hang around here for a while. Okay, Mabel. I'll just keep going like this. I'm sure I won't. I'm sure you won't mind. Okay, so Tessuti Fabrics, yeah, that one is going to be the Somerset top, which if you don't know, let me lean down so she can come up and gather. She's so annoying me. She does this to me too. Right. That should be on a blue bar. Now, if you don't know what the Somerset tee is, it's from Maven Patterns. They have some beautiful patterns. I've made the Rochester dress. There is another lovely dress that's be great for summertime for everyone in the Northern Hemisphere. There's an apron, a Maria apron as well. Beautifully drafted patterns, but this in particular is a real winner. A lot of people have raved about the fit of this. I think Jane from Loopy Mabel's Closet has made a few versions and loved this as well, so that's why I'm going for that. So that should look really nice. Now, while we're on Tessuti Fabrics online, my eldest daughter Phoebe, I had to show her this fabric because I knew straight away it's a fabric she would just go for. And that way we end up sharing the postage. We usually buy things together sometimes and share postage. Now, this one, we've just pre-washed everything. This is the Zodiac jersey fabric, which is just stunning. I straight away thought this is going to make a lovely Somerset top for her with the bishop sleeves as well. Now, I'll show you the print. If you can see, there's all the little Zodiac symbols on there, and it's done sort of like a vintage. Oh, the illustration's beautiful. That's actually my Cancerian, Cancer the Crab there. So you can see all the Zodiac symbols are there, and it's just so pretty, and the quality is just beautiful, as is with everything from Tessuti Fabrics. So I think this could still be available on their online store. I will link these fabrics so you guys can have a look on there if you want to jump on and buy some for yourself. You have to be really quick with Tessuti because their fabrics do sell out very quickly because, of course, beautiful quality, but also the unusual prints. A lot of their fabrics come from Italy as well. They import some beautiful wools in. Yeah, so just have a look on there. I'm sure you won't be disappointed, but that's going to make a gorgeous Somerset tea for Phoebe. Now I know I showed you guys a fair while ago now, maybe back in March, another fabric from Tessuti I've got, which was of course a Liberty fleece, which sells out so fast. And I managed to get a 70 centimetre length of that beautiful, I think it's Garden or Tree of Eden it might be called, lovely fleece, brush fleece back. And I thought, well, look, I am going to be able to do something with it. Maybe if I use it just for the back and for the front of maybe a Jarrah sweater. So what I'm going to do is put a lovely navy sleeve on there and the same kind of quality with the brushed fleece background. So I just think that will actually look stunning with that print because it's not going to take away from that lovely colour in there. I think being the plain navy and I've picked up the same colour navy, it's going to look really nice. Whereas if I picked up any of the other colours, I think I could take away or detract from that beautiful print. So you have to be very careful if you want to showcase a fabric that you don't detract from the actual colours in it by picking out a colour that's not quite right. Or yeah, I think if you go for the solid background colour, usually you're a bit more safe. So definitely I think the navy sleeve will really bring that out nicely. But that's on my next plan to sew up this week. And I got caught out with another fabric too. I got a beautiful fabric back in March from Wattle Hill Fabrics. Stunning print. I'm going to make the I Am Lion top with that. But didn't look at the width of the fabric. The width of the fabric is not quite enough to do that big sort of puff sleeve. So I'm going to order a green colour to do the back of the garment, the green. Do the rest of it in this with the sleeve and maybe the green bands around the neck and around the waist. So I think that will look really nice, but that is on my list to sew up this week as well. And some more beautiful fabrics from Wattle Hill Fabrics, the solid, lovely olivey green. It's like a light kind of green jersey fabric. You can see these are the colours I always am attracted to. I just think that I needed some more solids in my life. I've got way too many prints. And I think either the I Am Zebra or I Am Lion tops are going to look really nice in that one. The same with the rust. This is more of a fleece background as well. So there's quite a few really nice sweater knits coming out. Also, a brand new pattern release last week was the Unwind Sweater from Pattern Emporium. A lot of people have downloaded that and said how much they loved it. It's just a basic sweater style that you can do in 3 different lengths and a few different necklines. You do have to make sure you've got the wide width fabric for that as well because you're cutting out the front and back in one piece with the arm sort of in that shape as well. So if you don't have a wide width fabric, you may get caught out with that. So I think that would even look really nice with the Unwind Sweater. Now you'll notice I'm filming inside today. It's been the first time I've been able to film inside probably for about 3 months now since the start of lockdown. There's 3 of my kids that are out of the house today. 2 younger ones are back at school, which of course is really good for them. They're going to be on holidays in another 3 weeks, winter break, which is a bit strange because you just got them back and they're going to be on leave again after that. But I just think it's nice to have a quiet home. I've got 2 of my other daughters here doing studying for uni. So Eliza has finished her semester for uni and she is out today, but she actually has wanted me to make her a cozy granny style jacket, similar to the one I made with my retro zip up caftan gown, but she wants something she can throw on when she's cold. And we found this great simplicity pattern, which I think is going to work really well. It's just a knit pattern that I think it's a Simplicity 8811. So that's going to work really well just to throw on over, just around the house when it's cold, just over jogger pants, that kind of thing. So I'll show you the line drawings on that too. So I'm thinking myself, I would love to make one of these as well, just for every day, for lounging around. It does say it's great with double knit fleece, minky fleece, and sweatshirt fleece. We've actually found this gorgeous minky fleece fabric from Spotlight. Of course, another astrology print, which all my girls are into their astrology. Well, we saw straight away this is really, really pretty, soft and warm fabric. I've already cut out the pieces, you'll see. But it's got all the astrology signs there, Sagittarius, Capricorn. Okay, the whole thing basically has got every single star sign on it and little planet illustrations, all the astrology symbols there. So that is going to look really nice and cozy, and it's just the most beautiful quality. I actually didn't think it was going to be I thought it'd be more like a polar fleece, but it's more like that beautiful minky velour fleece, and it's not too thick, but it's warm. So a lot nicer quality than I expected. That was from Spotlight. So I will link that fabric as well if you're interested, but I just think that's going to come up beautiful in that jacket. Nice and cozy and warm for winter. So I got that cut out already, ready to sew up. Shouldn't take me too long. It's not a really detailed pattern. There's patch pockets on the front. Yeah, really excited to see how she likes that. Got a couple more patterns on the Spotlight sale that was for last week. Normally, I don't buy a lot of big four patterns unless they really are my style and I know that they're going to be easy to sew up. This is reminiscent of a dress I would have had back in the sort of mid to late 80s. It's got either a bishop sleeve or the batwing sleeve, and you can do the necklines a bit different on each version as well. The fabrics that it says are suitable is any kind of stretch knit, bamboo jersey, ITY, modal, rib knit. I'm thinking this will look really, really nice in a fabric I've got coming from Darn Cheap Fabrics. There's a plum or eggplant colour knit that's almost like that brushed cottony knit that feels like wool. So I just think that's going to come up beautiful. But yeah, I'm really happy with that pattern. Looks really simple. So that's the S9011. It's the line drawings there on it. But yeah, that kind of a dress you can really, accessorize back with your wardrobe. You can wear your little ankle boots or your long boots or strappy shoes as well. Just depends what you want to dress it up with. I really like that pattern. I think it was Brittany J. Jones that did it. I will have to have a look and I'll link it. That did a lovely velvet version. It looked really stunning with some little ankle boots as well. The other pattern that I was drawn to, gosh, this is so 80s looking. I can sort of see a dress I had similar in a shiny, would have been like almost a satiny polyester jacquard print fabric. And I just think that's really, really 80s looking, but very fashionable now. I just think that will come up really nice in either a crepe or a crepe de chine. It just says on here, fabric suggestions here, crepe de chine, double georgette, Ponte, okay, that's great to know, Ponte, and silky tops, and also velvet. There is another pattern I've seen as well on the Simplicity patterns that's a two-piece set that I'm yet to buy. I'm actually going to be buying that when I go into Spotlight next. It's a twin set, so it's like the two-piece set. It's the top and the knit skirt. So the knit skirt's like a tube-style skirt, which, of course, that reminds me of being back in the 80s. And the same with the top, the knit top. You can do it the matching set, or you can do it different fabrics, of course. But I love the thought of the matching set in a nice sort of heavy and weight knit fabric. I think will look really pretty as well. Now, I've had a little bit of a disaster last week. Not everything always goes to plan. And when you're relearning how to do something that you haven't done for a long time, you do have your challenges. But I must admit, YouTube has been my savior so many times. I've been knitting this Perth cardigan. Okay, so I'm making good progress now, which you'll see I've got half the bodice bit done. The armholes are there. But I actually had most of the body, all of the body done, and I was heading onto the sleeves. I made a couple of little errors with the sleeves because when you have to pick up the stitches on the waist yarn and under the arms, it can get a little bit untidy. I wasn't happy with what I'd done, so I'd unraveled the sleeve, but unraveled it way too much and it gone into the bodice and started creating a lot of holes. And I was like, I can't save this. I can't wear it knowing it's not perfect. So I ended up unraveling the whole bodice of the cardigan, rolling up the wool and starting from scratch. So I could have cried, but then I thought, no, having wool, it's quite easy to start again. I think you're better off if you know something's not right and you're probably not going to wear it, being sort of having faults in it. It's just going to make you think about them every time you wear them. You can't always do that with sewing. Once you've sewn something up and you've cut it out, you can't always go and fix it again. So the beauty of wool is you can always unravel the wool and you can always start again. And I'm really glad I did, because I really fixed up the problem that I had, and I found a great tutorial on YouTube about how to pick up the underarm stitches that usually you'll find gaps. You can see on the waist yarn there that the stitches have been saved. And I think finding the right tutorial has helped me so many times. But it also made me realize the first time I had it knitted up, it wasn't really to my liking, the fit. I'd followed the pattern directions, but probably more rushing. So this time I've increased a little bit more in the shoulders. I'm going to increase the length on it as well. And I think it'll be worthwhile from all that trouble of unraveling. So yeah, really quite happy with the color as well. So I'm already planning my next cardigan, which is a cardigan from Lovecraft that I think What Abby Makes had featured on her, one of her previous episodes with her knitting. And I'm thinking of either doing that lovely olive green or a mustard color knit as well. So I'll finish this one, see how I go, give my hand a bit of a rest because I do find that I get the numb fingers if I knit for too long, which is not great. And I think that's part of the reason I hadn't knitted for so long. Of course, did the crochet rug that I have on my couch here and gave myself a bit of a wrist injury. But the great thing with the knitting is, you can take your time. I think if you don't rush, you'll end up getting a better product in the end anyway. And yeah, and just I think just know your limits when you feel the fingers starting to get tingly and numb. Okay, it's time to stop for the night, because it can get to the stage where you're knitting for so long and you're really into the rhythm and you don't want to put it down because you can see your progress. But I'm really enjoying the whole knitting, especially for the cold weather. I'm actually really happy because I found my little seam gauge. I'd been missing this for so long, and I'd made my Dawn jeans and I needed it desperately and I had to do it without it. So it makes you realize these little gadgets, how much they mean the world to your sewing and how much they can help. Just a simple little device like that. Yeah, I just, when I needed it, it wasn't there. And I actually found it on top of the piano, believe it or not. Who knows why it was there, but. So I'm going to get on with some more sewing today. I've got plenty ahead of me. I'm going to try and pre-wash some more fabric. It's getting a bit hard to get it all dry because, of course, we're getting that really cold time of year. But I try not to tumble dry it too much unless I've had it hanging dry for a little while. I find that sometimes fabric can overly shrink if you put it straight from the wash into the dryer. If you hang it over a clothes horse or just in the sun over a chair for a little while before you put it in the dryer, I think that helps protect your fabric a little bit more as well. But yeah, missing that really nice warm sun, especially for the washing, because of course we hang all of our washing on a clothesline. I know I spoke about that once on Instagram before. I put out a little story saying, what do you guys all hang your washing on a clothesline, or is that just an Aussie kind of thing? A lot of countries got back to me. A lot of people said that they actually do. They love hanging it out in that fresh breeze. A lot of the Scandinavian countries said that they'd done that. A lot of places in the US said that they weren't actually allowed to do that. It's actually interesting seeing what different countries have different methods for doing things like their washing or different habits, because we just take for granted we do things a certain way here. But I just think it was a really interesting fun fact to find out, who hung their washing out and who didn't. So let me know in the comments below. Do you guys hang your washing out when it's a nice sunny day, or do you prefer to just use a tumble dryer all the time? Are you allowed to do that where you live, or is it illegal? Because a lot of people have said that they're not allowed to do it. Here in Australia, we have an Aussie invention that's called the Hills Hoist clothesline, and it's like an umbrella shape. It spins around, and when we were kids we used to swing off them and get told off because we'd usually break them. That was our fun back then we had. But yeah, that's how we usually dry our clothes. Unless it's winter, we'll put things in the tumble dryer. But I like to finish them off in the tumble dryer when you're pre-washing to get that last bit of shrinkage out of the fabric before you go cutting it, because there is nothing worse than finishing off a garment and having it shrink on you after all that hard work, or just distort out of shape as well. And I've also had another viewer of mine, Diane, that's said she's had trouble lining up stripes when she has pre-washed fabric, gone to cut them out and looked at her pattern matching and found her stripes had kind of warped to where she'd hung them. It's stretched out of shape. So maybe another good thing with striped or certain patterns of fabric, it could be a good idea to dry them flat before you sort of go hanging them up or put them in the dryer and cutting them out that way. So yeah, different things is good to think about, because you do quite often you don't even think about pattern matching. I'm not a big fanatic with pattern matching unless it is something that's going to really stand out on that seam line, but I'm a little bit lazy there. I don't always I'm not always so fanatical about pattern matching, but sometimes you really have to put the thought into it because it will stand out and it can really ruin a garment with that seam. Also, don't forget, if you're cutting out things with a nap, at the moment being we're heading into winter here, so things like your velvet and your corduroy, certain piles of wool, if you cut that pattern out, make sure you have the direction all running the same way, because you can really forget to do that and come unstuck, and you'll get two different completely different colors once you put those seams together. One side can look light, one side can look dark, just because you've cut them in different directions. So I've been caught out before with a pair of cord pants doing that, and it's the most annoying thing in the world, especially when you made a beautiful garment. Another thing I've been looking at lately is the Fiber Mood website, the Fiber Mood shop. Of course, in the past, Fiber Mood's always been just a subscription service with their magazine. Having it all online there, I'm really looking back at their old issues and their old patterns, and the fact that you can download any of those patterns and print them out now with PDF is brilliant. So I'm loving looking at Fiber Mood patterns. I just think they're really high fashion looking, really unusual styling, a little bit different to everything else. I think they've got quite an edge on the high fashion look, but also very wearable looking patterns. So head over to Fiber Mood, have a look at their online shop, and like me, you'll be just deciding what to download and print out next. Thank you for joining me today. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and you'd like to do so, please hit that little notification bell and the red subscribe button. That way you will never miss out on one of my episodes. And also thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you to the wonderful people that have also donated to the KoFi account, which of course goes back into my channel to help me bring you more content more often. So I hope you're all keeping well and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.